Gina, there it is.
Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, my name is Kerry Stevenson from Making Money Matter. Our next presentation is no longer ASX, we're going over to the TSX, to Aya Gold and Silver, which is a Canadian-based company, but they're unlocking the silver in Morocco. TSX code is AYA, and Aya actually means your most precious possession in Arabic. Joining us to give us the story is Benoit Salle. Please give him a very warm welcome. Benoit?
Thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Aya presentation. Aya is a new story. It's 3 years old. We took over in April of 2020. It was a company that was in difficulty. It was actually being delisted. We had just sold our previous company to Endeavour's Gold. We sold Semifo, which I created in 1995. We brought this to 450,000 ounces of gold production, 3,000 employees. We sold that to Endeavour for 1.6 billion US. And just before COVID, and then I was home, we were playing golf probably, or doing something. And a friend of mine who's on the board called and he says, would you come and help us restructure this company? And I took 20 of our guys and we went in, we cleaned it all up. It had 5 weeks left of life when we arrived. It was being delisted by the TSX. It was being sued by the Canadian government. The auditors had resigned. The lawyers were running away. The office door was locked. So we took over. We changed it, and today it's $1 billion company going to 5, and they just mismanage all of the assets. So it's really, I think, and I've been in this for now 28 years in this business. I've never seen something where all the ducks are lined up. And today is D-Day. You see what silver is doing today? Almost 25. Silver is going to go 25, then 26, 30, 35. We sell every day. Every day we get bids. Every day people come to us and say, can we buy your silver? I had a meeting a month ago in Casablanca with a Saudi fund. They said, we'll buy 10% of your company in the market, in the open market, if you commit to sell us your silver for the next 10 years. And I said, no, that's a $100 million trade to buy 10% of Aya, 100 million. And I said, no, because we keep all of our options open. We do have buyers, but every day we have buyers, so it's really not a problem. And you saw what happened in March of 2022 for nickel. It went like 3, 4, 15, 50. Silver will do the same. It will go 24, 25, 27, 35, 45. And at 45, just doing the math, IS $45. It works because we have 100 million shares outstanding. So it's the right time. It's the right time to go, I think, in silver. And to be in silver, you need to be in there are 3 criteria for investment, and I'm not even covering the presentation, but there's 3 things when you're investing. There's 3 things. Jurisdiction, first thing. Second thing is grade, and then management, have they done it, and do they have shares? Once you have that, after that, we can all walk away. It's okay. Best jurisdiction in the world right now is Morocco. Best in the world. It's number 1. It's fantastic. Second criteria is grade. This is the highest grade silver mine in the world. And management, we own only 52% of the company. So if it doesn't go well, we lose a lot more than everybody. So, and once you know that, well, you know that it's going to work, and it will work. So very quickly, I'll walk you through, and I know we don't have a lot of time. It's the Semifo team. We built a company to 3.5 billion market cap. When Semifo went from myself to 3,000 people, 3.5 billion, but we were so big in Burkina Faso that we got attacked by Al-Qaeda. We lost 100 of our employees. We lost half of our market cap, and then we decided to sell to a French company, Endeavour, because they had the French army where we were Canadian, and we did not have the Canadian army to protect us. So we just sold it, and half of what I think it was worth, but we at least got out of there. So it's the old team that was there. The board is, as I mentioned to you, Robert owns 10%, Nicolas owns 30%, we own 10%. Together we own 52%. So it's very simple. Nobody is selling. Everybody is there for the home run. It is a home run, so there's no question here. There's no float. There's not coming back. I mean, we did a deal in December last year. The board wanted to put 20 million. The deal was 60 million. The board wanted to put 20, and the book from the brokers was 250 million. So we had to bring everybody down. So it's, Morocco is great. Morocco has a 25% tax rate. It's got no free carried interest. It's got, mining permit. You get a mining permit, you know how it is. In Canada, it takes 5 years. In the United States, it takes 20 years. In Europe, you never get them. And in Morocco, it takes 2 months. That's it. You get 2 months, you get your mining permit, you're good for life. So that's the difference with Morocco. They're fast, and Morocco is a mining country. They're the #1 phosphate producer in the world as a company, OCP. They produce everything. So it's a great country to be in. And I know I'm going a little bit fast because it's a short presentation. The belt, again, I told you, let's go and discover the Carlin Trend, or the belts in Australia, or the Cadillac Break in Canada, or the Ashanti Trail in Ghana. Let's go, it's brand new. You'd say, wow, for sure I'm going. This belt is brand new. It's called the Atlas Fault. It's 1,600 kilometer long. 65% of it has never been walked. Forget drilled, forget geophysics, forget satellite imagery, forget spectral imaging. They've never seen that. We come in, so our success is not that we are smarter, is we came in with money and spectral, geophysics, satellite, a little bit of drilling, right into the bank. And that's what we did. So we're a pure play silver company. 100%, we have no byproduct, no lead, no zinc. They're a pure play. Why we kept gold in our names? Because we have a second project that will have a small gold component in 5 years. But we're pure play silver. As I mentioned quickly, there's 116 million shares. Option to management, 12 million. We own 10%. We have 90 million in the bank. We have a line of credit, a project finance of 100 million, which we haven't used yet. We're building a third plant. We're going to be producing 8 million ounces this time next year at a cash cost of $7. So we're going to be, next year at $25, we're making 125 to 140 million of EBITDA, US, every year for foreseeable future. So very good capital structure. And as I said, 32% in our hands. So and we can all put more money to play. So it's very interesting. We fixed the production, so you'll see our Q2 numbers are coming out in 2 weeks. Strong performance. We're producing about 500,000 ounces per quarter, making very good money, positive cash flow, and that is going to jump to 2 million per quarter starting in Q2 next year when the third plant is up and running. How we create value is by finding ounces. Isn't it? In mining, there's one way to create value. There's one way. If people tell you that the only way to destroy value is to try to get into production. That's how you destroy value. So you got to make more ounces come up than you putting them into production. Because going into production, you have capex risk, you have development risk, you have metallurgical risk, you have all the risk in the world, and it doesn't create anything. The creation of value is finding ounces. We came in, we were at 10 million. One drill campaign, we were at 44 million. One drill campaign, we were at 96 million. The next drill campaign, we should be around 300 to 400 million. It's just a matter of drilling. And, there's drilling structures and there's drilling to find. Once you have the structure, you drill the structures and you have ore. If you're drilling to look for, you drill here, there's nothing. You drill there, there's nothing. You drill everywhere, you find nothing. But once you got it, stick to it. So we have 12 drills turning 24/7, drilling ore. So I get results every day. I can give you results of this morning if you want. So it's going very, very quickly. The best results in the world, 21 meter at 4,000 grams per ton. If you come to our booth, Alex will show you a piece of rock that's got 28,000 grams per ton of silver. We'll show you another piece of rock that's got 500, like it's so heavy. So these are the best projects in the world. We have 96 million currently in M&I, 71 in reserves. So we did a feasibility. Now the other great thing about Morocco is you're at 2,000 meters above sea level. It's same temperature all throughout the year, plus or minus. You don't need crazy things in construction. So we benchmark our third plant. Had we done it in Canada, it'd be 400 million. Had we done it in Europe, it'd be 600 million. We're doing it in Morocco, it's 140 million. And in mining, I'm telling you, if you're not comfortable with the CapEx, run away. Like run away. I'm an accountant, I'm a tax specialist. I'm not a crazy geo, and I'm kidding, but I'm a tax specialist. Every time I saw people lose money, it's because of CapEx. CapEx blowout. 500 million to 800 million, 1.2 billion, 1.8 billion. The shareholders behind have nothing left. It's always the same problem. 140 to build a third plant that's going to produce 8 million ounces at $7 cash cost, $9 AISC, making 120 million. The payback at $22 is 1.7 year. So I'll take you through this. The real value comes from, and yes, we are ESG friendly. We follow all the international things. We have a beautiful ESG report on our website. Why this is such a great asset? Asset number 1, Zgounder. This is the geology. It's 1.4 kilometer long. It was discovered by the Romans 2,000 years ago. When we arrived, all they knew was the top section. We started putting drill holes into it. What you see in yellow here is 100 million ounces at 300 gram pure silver. And everything you see in red are galleries like this room at 3,000 grams per ton silver. All the white, it's because it hasn't been drilled, but we know that the sponge goes from here to the left, all the way across for 1.4 kilometer, all the way to the granite. And the granite is the original mountain where then the fluids came around and positioned itself on the granite. So once you have the granite, beside the granite, you have the mineralization. So this year, that is going to be a 15-year mine life, generating 120, 150 million of cash flow a year. That is this, and this is our ground. And all the dots are additional targets that where we've seen on the floor nickel, copper, gold, and silver. There's 27 targets right now that we're drilling, and we believe we will be adding 1, 2, 3, 4 more structures like that, and that will become one of the best silver mines in the world. So this is our first project. We use geophysics, it doesn't lie. This is the mine. The blue is the later rock mineralization, the fluids. We go to the north, we follow the dark blue. It doesn't lie. So while we were doing the first project, we said, why don't we do the second project? So our second project is called Boumadine. Historically, they were mining this for 400 years, just at the top of the mountain. They were mining the top of the mountain. And we said, why don't we do geophysics? Same thing. This is the intrusion. This is the new rock that came and pushed the hydrothermal fluid against the old rock, the granite, created a piece of plywood that's 3.8 kilometer long, that's 2 meter to 10 meter thick. Come and see the rock that carries 500 grams per ton of silver equivalent on 3.8 kilometer down to 600 meters. So that's why I'm saying we're drilling this. We got 6 drills going on all day long. All they do is they drill this, and you know what? We hit other structures. So, because in mineralization, it's the mineralization event. So you've got one series of fluids that comes in, created the main zone, and then 10 million years later, or 20 million years, another geological event occurred and created North 70 and North 30 zones. And when you go to the cross of the main structure and the other structure, that's where you have these bonanza accumulation of fluids. And you have a big mine. So we're drilling this nonstop. Look at the geophysics. That piece of plywood, there's a fault here. There's a fault. We see the fault. That piece of plywood, I'm telling you, is steady, steady. Not one drill hole has missed mineralization. Not one. And we drill it. We're following it on 6 kilometers. We have applied, obviously, with the government for the permit to the south, for the permit to the north, and it's just going to grow and grow. This will be one of the top discoveries of the last 20 years. It'll take 2 years. This December of next year, once we have done over 100,000 meters of drilling, is going to be one of the top discoveries of the last 20 years in mining. In mining. We have a third project, and our fourth project, we just acquired that recently. This is Zgounder, that's our main project. You see the granite? The granite is in pink, and we don't take a lot of permits there because it's always against the granite, because the granite's 25 million years older than the mineralization. So we're looking for where did the fluids attach itself, and it's around the granite. So we had seen on this side that there was a real potential against the granite. Family came to us and said, hey, we have these 7 permits. We'd like to have shares in Aya. We don't know what to do with them. We made a deal with them, gave them 600,000 shares. They were very happy. They gave us 7 permits, 2 mining permits. We have 2 mining permits where we have silver, copper already identified. And it's the carbon copy of this that we've just acquired on this side. So this is what Aya is all about. Aya is a company that is putting together real estate on Fifth Avenue in 1850. Like, we're by ourselves. There's 3 owners here. There's the state, there's the state-owned company, and there's us. That's it. And we're picking up as much ground as we can, because fast forward 25 years, you'll have 50 companies here with trying to develop mines. And how did we create do I have time? So how did we create 3.5 billion of value in Semifo? You know how we did this? Because we went to Burkina Faso. When I told my family I was going to Burkina, nobody even knew where I was going. And I said, the capital of Burkina is called Ouagadougou. Nobody knew the country. We arrived, the president gave me 18 permits on every zone that they had identified with the World Bank. And there was nobody. We obtained permit number 3. 18 permits. I created Semifo. Semifo means West Africa Mining Corporation. Société d'Exploration Minière Afrique de l'Ouest. I created that. Did the logo myself, did everything. We had no money. Put the money in, got geophysics in. First, 18 permits done. 1 permit, there's a trend, my friend. Straight up, red. First drill hole, 8 grams per ton gold. Today, there's like 10 mines on that trend. We went from no market cap to 3.5 billion in a few years. And we discovered the Ashanti Trail of Burkina Faso. In Ghana, you have the Ashanti Trail. Shifted a little bit, continues in Burkina. It's called now the Houndé Belt. If you look at Endeavour, with all the mines that they have there, it's on the Houndé Belt. And there was Taranga, there was Griffin, there was Semifo, there was Barrick. They were all on the Houndé Belt that we discovered with geophysics. So it's the same thing. Here, we're early. Nobody's here. When I speak to the former CEO, and he says, "Wow, how did you do this?" I said, "Look, geophysics, satellite imagery, spectral imaging, a bit of drilling, and there it is. And there's a second one, and there's a third one." So, company is squeaky clean, fully permitted. All the permits we have. We don't need any more permits. We have 800 employees, 40 GOs. We have clean balance sheet. Everybody at the board can put another 20, 30, 40, but we don't need to. And we won't. It's fully funded. And when you look at it, you say, it's $1 billion. Take a 0. It's 100 million, because it's going to 500 anyway. So it's got the assets. There's one slide that counts, is the increase in resource. That's the only slide per share. Because doubling resource, tripling the share count, that doesn't do much. But doubling, quadrupling resource, not increasing the share counts, that's how you create value. There's one way to create value. is to drill, 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 drill. If you don't do that, there's no value being created. So this is the story. I know it's very quick. It's a no-brainer. Silver will go up for sure. Its production is going from 2 million to 8 million. We're pushing to take it to 10 and to 12 from the first project. The second project will be about 5 times in production the size of the first one. And that's it. No debt, no issues, nothing wrong, and you can email me and I'll reply to you every time. So it's very simple, it's very clean, and that's all we do.
We've got time for a couple of questions, but before we do, thank you very much for that presentation. I just want to say, an analyst that I know very well from Australia said to me, Kerry, you've got to go and see Aya, and I haven't seen it till today. Now I kind of get what she was talking about. So congratulations. And the one thing I did also take out from this presentation is it's all about people. You can have the best asset in the world, but if you've got the wrong management and the wrong understanding of that asset, it's going to go nowhere. I've seen it before happen many times. And the third part, he knows his numbers. To me, that's very important. Any questions from the floor? Yes.
Well, look, there's a fault in Ghana. There's a fault which is called the Ashanti Trail. And, it was discovered with Obuasi at the top, which is one of the best-looking gold mine in the world. And then all the mines were discovered along the Ashanti Trail. Now, Ghana is not becoming friendly. Sadly, Ghana is going away from being a friendly country to being an unfriendly country because they're spoiled and they have a lot of gold mines and it's getting more and more difficult. That fault, which, the fault was created when South America and Africa broke apart, that fault got a shift. It's called an echelon. It broke, and it started further up in Burkina. It's the same fault. And we discovered the continuation. Why nobody had done it before? Because the Sahara, over millions of years, was adding an inch of sand every year over the fault. And after billions of years, you've got like 10, 15 meters of sand. So the old geos, with their pipe and their wool sweaters, were taking samples, and they said, oh, there's nothing in Burkina Faso. No, there's nothing in Burkina. It's deeper. We arrived with geophysics. It's like when you're pregnant and you have a scan. We did the scan. It was right there. First drill hole, 8 grams per ton. Gold. And then pop, 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 pop. Again, once you have the structure, you know what? You just start looking everywhere. You drill that structure. And today, the Houndé belt is as long as the Ashanti Trail. And we discovered it. So it's just so, but if you ask me, and being very transparent, I would not work right now in Ghana. I think their thinking has changed, the way they're approaching, and I would not work in Burkina because you're going to get killed. So that's a different story. So it's very dangerous. And I have my passport in Burkina. I mean, I have la Légion d'honneur of Burkina. I'm not wearing it, but I have it. So because I made the mining sector there. So I would not go there. Here, best country currently in the world to invest, to operate. Great people, great infrastructure. Look, and I've built mine in China. We've done stuff in North America, everywhere in Africa. Best by far. Best by far.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
One more?
One last one.
Well, you saw it all the time. We have a bid in right now. We don't know if we're going to get it. It's processing. If we get it, we'll become the largest landowner in the country.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please thank Benoit and go and talk to